Well, it's changed a little bit, hasn't it, since the last time I did a video about the garden. We've had some snow. We've not had a huge amount, and it's just hovering above 0 degrees Celsius at the moment. But it's the first real snow we've had, if you like, all winter, and we're in the middle of January, in fact the third week of Jan. So things have changed. We've gone from this to this. We have our new building, which is behind, obviously, the new pavilion that we had done in September. Now, let's just have a bit of a look around here, because this is a real game changer for us. Now, with all building work, you end up with rubbish and surplus materials. I've got a bit of rubbish there underneath that tarpaulin, and there I've got a mixture of sand and stone, and next to it a cement mixer. What's all that about? Because it's not mine. We'll come on to that in a minute. And then across here we've got some bits of timber which is left over, and we did have quite a bit of timber left over from the main structure of the build, which has gone over to the daughters and son-in-law, where the original garage was taken to rebuild properly. So let's get back to this main building then. And there it is from the side. Now we're going to go inside in just a minute, but there's a couple of things I want you to note. Now the first thing is that every time it snows, it gives me an opportunity to see how good the insulation is on our buildings. Now when we look at the main house, that's thawing out because we've had a bit of sun get on there this morning, and it's also been on the roof of the new build, but you can see that it's still quite cold up there. That's telling me that it's well insulated. But how do we heat it? Well, let me show you. And don't forget what I've just said about that cement mixer. As we go over to our source of heating, some broken tiles from the new floor that's been laid. Again, you'll see that in just a second. But what we've got here is an inverter. It does two things for us. It generates the heat in the winter and also the aircon in the summer. Told you it was a game changer. So at the moment, the building is being heated internally at around 19 degrees Celsius. And here's the actual structure itself. You can see the guttering coming down. We're going to be doing something with this space, and I'll come onto that in a minute. This isn't a permanent fix for this downpipe. It's all relevant. But we've got a lot of insulation on here, internally and externally. We have some lights fitted to the outside, which you picked up, I hope, from the thumbnail of the video. I can hear the water coming down that gaffer and into the downpipe, and we're going to be harvesting that rainwater. Look, I even bought myself a doormat. And come round to this side here, and again, I think it's very clean, very tidy, done a great job. Now let's get inside and have a look. So I'm going to use my new mat to wipe my feet. Look at this door. Okay, you can see my reflection. Sorry about that. But all wood, all double glazed. Let's get inside. Now I'm going to turn the lights on. The thing is, it isn't very bright on this part of the build. There's two parts to this. Now it's echoey because I need to furnish it. So this was only finished beginning of last week. Popped in a desk, got the laptop so I can do my work, including the podcasts, which have just started again. So if you want to search Diary of an Organic Grower on any of the podcast platforms you get, you'll see some updates there on some nerdy stuff I've been up to. Worth taking a look, including things like the Effects of Climate Change report from 2024. And there's my view out of my window. And then I can go back and look across towards the wood store, or that way to see if the cat wants to go back inside the house, because he's not very keen on coming in here at the minute for some reason. And I can just check the chimney to make sure the fire's still in, which it is. So there we go. So these are ceramic tiles. The floor is new as well below that. So we've had a new layer of concrete put down, along with some rebar to reinforce it and polystyrene to insulate it. And I have been walking around here with no shoes on, so it's not cold. And there on the wall is the heater. Is it a heater? I don't know what you'd call it, but let me know what you think it should be called. And that is heating the whole of this space. I'll pop these other lights on. So if you've seen any of the other videos we've done about the construction, one of them was me standing in the back of that building looking out that way, showing you this wall. So obviously it's a bit different to that before. So yeah, like I say, this part there is the office. And then the idea is that we're going to pop in a kind of a bed settee sort of situation in here, so that if anybody wants to come and stay, we've got an extra space for them to do that. And then we come through here. Now, what I couldn't figure out was whether to put a door on here or not, and I've decided we're not going to do that. And this takes us into what I would call the summer kitchen. Now, you've got to understand, this is a kind of work in progress, but this side here is main storage. So there you go, we've got some shelves. Look, and I've even managed to bring in the butternut squash that we had in the wood burning room out to here. So this is last summer's harvest, or some of it, obviously we've had some. And I've even got the garlic there. And various bottles and jars and goodness knows what. Bottled water, because there's no water supply in here. Maybe in the future I might do that, we'll see. A few deer antlers that we brought over from the UK, funnily enough. Anyway, so then from the shelving we've got a freezer. So I'm having a quick look in there. And it's going down pretty well. A lot of veg in there from the garden. A couple of loaves of bread. The usual. Some oxtail there. I'll have to get that out. Anyway, that's the freezer. Fridge. The all-important beer fridge. And I'm going to put a dartboard up on this wall. Anyway, that's soon. Gas cooker. And here we don't have mains gas. We have to run them off a gas bottle. I've only used it really to make myself a coffee. And a table, which is going to be a kind of place for me to start some seeds. And I'm due to start some chili seeds this next few days, because it's the perfect time of year to get them going. They're very slow to grow. I've got a couple of windowsills there that I can pop them on. I'll put those pots there to give me an idea of how much space I might need. And the weather gauges from the sensor out in the main vegetable garden is just here. So it's reading just below freezing outside, and in here 20.9. So it's nice and toasty. And then we've got a rubbish bin and obviously kitchen paper. So that's the space. Why is it a game changer? Well, first of all, I've now got a space using that table to start some seeds. That's the most important thing, to get them going like the chilies and get them outside when the frosts have gone. So that's game changer number one. But there's another change to all of this, which is outside. So we'll go and have a look at that. But before we do, the other game-changing part is I've now got a place where I can sit and work. Great internet connection here, because as you might recall, we've installed Starlink, so such a wonderful system, and well worth the money. So that's my two spaces. So let me turn off this light, and we'll go back outside, and I'll show you the other thing that's a game changer for us. Now you might be able to pick up, or the camera might be able to pick up, a whole roost of tree sparrows there. And in fact, have I just seen, I know we've got a few great tits here. Yeah, they're coming in. Why are they coming? I've set up a kind of a bird station there. Look, on those bricks I've got 3 dishes full of seed. Seed sits in this dustbin. Anyway, this isn't the game changer. The game changer is over here. Now let me wander around to the side of the building. Do you remember this space? We used to call it the ruin. Well, it still is the ruin. See, they know what to pick out and what not to pick out. Now here, a bit hard to make out with the snow. We've got this concrete wall, remember? Well, here's the other game changer, and it's where that cement mixer comes into play. So we're going to drag that cement mixer in, and we're going to build ourselves a greenhouse. I say we, the guy that built the pavilion and this structure here, he's going to do it. I'm not doing it. No way, it'll fall down. So it's going to be a concrete base again. We're going to fill in all those gaps with those walls. I'm going to be taking out the flooring, and then we're going to clad it in, I think, triple wall polycarbonate. But the final design hasn't been done. But what I do know is that I've got to move this shrub here. Now that's a forsythia, and I haven't got long to move it because it's going to be in flower in the next 3 or 4 weeks. So I need to get that out of the ground there. I do know that when we put in the concrete base of the inverter, below that it's solid. There's some soil there, but then after that it's solid concrete. So really that forsythia is not in the right place anyway, because it can't get its roots down into the ground deep enough. So I'm going to get it up, I'm going to replant it. Problem that I've got, I want to put it over there behind that cement mixer and create a line, but the ground is rock hard. So I think I'm going to have to get it out of the ground and get it into a pot, like I've done with those tree lilies there, and then transplant it after it's flowered in its final position. So, bit of work to do when the ground thaws out a little bit, and it includes this section here where I've got some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Rebecca's there, which you can't really see at the back, and I've got these 2 Buddleias, and I've also got 3 lilacs at the back there. So these all need to be moved, and then I've got a couple of Buddleias in here as well. So I need to get all of these out, and the idea is to get them into that space where I'm going to be putting the forsythia that I've just mentioned. And these boxes, we're going to take those away and obviously leave the plants that are in there. So we've got some more Rebecca's here. You've seen those from the summer pictures if you've been watching the channel regularly. These Buddleias here need to be pruned back a little bit, and then I want to get rid of all this dead grass that we've got in here. I haven't done much out here really because of the building work's been going on. So got to give it a couple of weeks and I can come out here and give it a good tidy up. But back to that. That is a game changer for sure. It's going to allow me to have a lot more space to do my work and also to grow some seedlings before planting them in the final positions. I can feed the birds and I can stay warm. There isn't much to do in the garden at the minute, as you can see. The ground is frozen, and I've got the garlic in, so that's all right. And I've got some leeks up the back there that are surviving, doing all right. Got some work to do on the strawberry beds, but you know, this isn't going to happen until this ground certainly thaws out. We get some very penetrating frosts here, so not much I can do out here at the moment. So I'm dead chuffed with this. Matches the actual walls of the main building, both either in the colour green but also in the wood. And like I say, really looking forward to this. And the other great thing about it is we can use that as a nice entertainment type area to service anybody that's enjoying a cold beer on the pavilion in the summer. Still plenty to do, but very happy with the results. I'll catch up with you soon.